Hello guys, Paula back today to, this is actually my second video today. I'm trying to get caught up and it's sometimes hard to do. So I've had this on my desk forever. A good way to get rid of your book pages. This is not part of the tag series. So this is one way. And you just, instead of having them just plain, decorate this pocket. And I decorated this back here. Now, I saw Shabba Dabba Doo, I can't think of her name. Is it Kim? Make some where she backed them. So I thought I'd just make some where you back them. Here's this one. I've got enough scraps to last me a lifetime and enough book pages. And then I just inked all the edges, and all of this has got a place for a pocket right here, right here, right here. Okay. This one I did a double pocket right there. So you got a pocket here, here, and here. So you have 3. So either way works. We'll do one of each. And I'll show you. I always glue pages together and put them aside. When I have, you know, a glue sheet, I'll glue it onto another page. So I've got a bunch that are already glued together. Okay, so I pulled them out of my stash. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now whatever's going to show this part here or this part here and here, you need to proofread and make sure it's appropriate to put in a journal. And another thing I thought would be fun is to do single ones like that and decorate this portion. Sounds simple, doesn't it? Or decorate this portion, but the letters are in the right position here. Again, edit your pages and make sure they're clean. So we can do those if we have time. Then I have one of these that I just folded in half. So we're going to I'm going to show you how I made those. And we're going to do the double pocket one. And it's the same as doing a single pocket. You just do it with a double pocket. Okay, so I'm going to lay this right here. So we'll have it beside us. What I do is I cut them all to the same size. Okay. I want them all to be, let me make sure you can see that. Yeah, you can. I want them all to be the same size before I start doing anything, except that one little one. It doesn't have to be. So I like to cut off all the junk, okay? Or most of it. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But I think it looks better. And then it's not overly big for your book or your journal. Same thing in a way, huh? Okay, now I'm gonna cut this off here. Now this is the size that it end up being. Now my blade probably needs to be changed, but I'm trying to use it till the bitter end, so you can just get those, fluff those off. Now, this is going to be your template. You want to make sure they're all this same size now. Okay? I think most of you know how to do this, but for those of you that are newbies, welcome newbies. Okay. I wouldn't have known how to do it when I started, so what I do is I just make one and then I mimic it when it comes to the length. I do these 2 sides and then I just put it on there and I look so I can cut straight down the letters and straight across the bottom, and it's going to fit. Okay. So these came from the same book, obviously. Okay, and then the bottom. Okay, so now we have two the same size. And that one's a little bit, just a tiny bit off. So I just take my scissors when it gets like that. Because, you know, you can't get that crazy trimmer to... you know, to do things right as it is. So, okay. And then we're going to do one more just like this. I'm going to cut one more the same size. Let's go right here. We just want to cut up against the letters because I don't like that white, although I do have white in some of mine. It just kind of happens sometimes. Okay, now we want to bring this little guy over here. Make sure everything is the same, and it is. These came out of the same book, so they should be. And actually, I prepared these, but normally I pull them right out of my old worn out ones. Okay, because I wanted you to see it, you know, how just like it would be. Now these are all three the same size, are super close. Okay, now we're going to need one that will be behind these, so we need one more for that. So those three are pockets, and this one is going to be our back panel. You're probably thinking, well, that's a lot. No, it's not. It really does give it, it keeps it from being all floppy and, you know, all that. So we just want to make sure we're still on the same track as this size goes. Whoopsie. All right. So let's see if this is the same size for the back panel. That's close enough. They're all slightly different. I'll probably just take the biggest one. This is the biggest one. I would make sure they're all in the upright position. Before we go, though, before I move this, I want to cut this about, let's see, cut it down to about 2 1/4. Okay, that's about the size I want that pocket to be. And I toss the bottom part. That looks not quite perfect, but it doesn't really have to be because it's going to be covered. So we're just going to cut it the width of these others. So let's get it over here. Line this up. Make sure we're getting it the same width. Pretty close. Can always trim it a little bit if you get it a little bit too big. Now we can move this out of our way so we can make more sense out of what we're doing. Now, we're going to save this pocket till last. We'll put it to the side. This is going to be our back panel, upright position, okay? And this is going to be one of the pockets. So what I do is I do one smaller. I'm going to go ahead and do the biggest pocket first, okay? Now, yeah, see, this is going to go right there, and all we did was fold it over. You all know how to do that, don't you? We do want to make sure, as we're folding these, to ink them, okay? You want them dark enough that you can see the separation of the pockets. Okay, so there we go. That's how that one looks. Now, this next one, we want it to be just a little bigger. Okay, so we've got it right here. So we know we don't want to fold it super close. You can kind of do it and then look at it and see if that's where you want it. That's perfect. So I'm going to get this creased better. Then I'm going to ink it. This way, whenever I get them all together, see. Now, you could do another pocket this way, but I think I'm going to do it like this. See how we did that? I'm going to move this extra one to the side. So there we go. Those two are going to go on this little guy. And that's how that part's going to look. Now, before we put this pocket on, we definitely have to ink it as well. And we'll ink the paper when it gets put on here too. Now, about the paper, the digital that I used. You do this all before you stitch it, okay? So, I'm taking the digitals that we used the other day. If you guys recall, I'm doing these digitals because I really like this floral right here. And I thought it'd be pretty up here. Okay, now we've got it all together. We've got the important stuff inked. So we're going to make this work under here. Okay, so I'm going to have to, I'm going to use my tear tool. This is a new tear tool for me. So I'm not sure how good it'll be for me, but we're fixing to find out. It's much better than the blue Memory Keepers one, just so you guys know. Okay, now, got our back base here. We're going to put this paper just under here. You know, we want it to be just under here so we can see it. Okay, just like that. I know most of you know how to do this probably, but not my little newbies. Okay, so we're going to lay this ruler straight, just let it hang over the edge, and we're going to tear this portion. That way we know this is going to be the right size. See? And it gives it that jagged edge we all love. Okay? So, from here down, we can just cut it off. Cut off whatever, you know, we don't need. Because we can use that on that pocket below if we want to. Or just save it for scraps. Okay, so this is going to go there. And you do them one at a time. So, we're going to go ahead and get our glue book. And I'm just going to get this one page for right now. And because it's a loose one, might as well get it taken care of, right? So you're going to use your glue on your digital. So I told you I was going to be doing a gardening book. I am going to be doing a gardening book, but that is not going to be on camera, okay? Until I get to the portion to decorate. Because really, you guys know how to do your papers and put them in there. If not, I've got plenty of videos to teach you to do that. And you can just go back and look at some older videos. And actually, just right before I did the floral one, I did cutting paper and stuff for it. The reason is because we're doing this tag series and because I'm going to do an altered book. So our next video will be the altered book, and then we'll do another tag. So I'm going to work tags in between other videos. And that way everybody's happy. So yes, of course you don't see the whole flower, but isn't that pretty? Now, when you do the second page on there, you don't do anything to decorate that. That's why the inking is so important. So that's how that will look. Now we have our pocket down here. Now, we could try to use this little piece of scrap but I don't think it's wide enough. It's not. But I really wanted to use some of this in here that has this flower, but also has these checks. So the first thing I'm going to do is get up here and tear it at the part that has a little flower. Okay, now this needs to be out of the way. And now we'll lay this on top of this so we know exactly the size we need, right? Let's see, there we go. I'm like, what did I do? Making sure I had it in the right spot. Okay. Looks like it's going to be the right width. So we don't have to do anything with the width. Now we're going to go up here. Just if you want to know where I got this, I got it on Amazon. Okay, there you go. Okay, so that color is complete. Now we need to put that on here. Let's make sure it's the exact size. If not, we might have to trim just a little bit. We got to trim just a little bit off. Let's do it like this. I like this edge across the top. Okay. Now the pieces that we need to trim off are so tiny that I'm going to use scissors rather than tear, because that won't happen. And that will be at the bottom anyway, so it won't be, it doesn't really have to have that torn section on there. Okay, now we got to glue this on. So let's glue this on with the glue stick. I have really missed collaging, and we are going to collage and make ephemera and try to make it like a normal book. So we'll bring in pages that are tea stained. We'll do it just like we would an ordinary book, not like we did before where we just decorated with random papers. This will end up being an actual book, and I have been watching different videos to learn the right number of pages to turn. So hopefully we'll get it, it'll be more accurate. You just got to learn by mistakes, don't you? Okay, so this is very sticky, my poor little table. Let's get this, it's still kind of shaggy looking right there. There we go. There we go. Okay. Now this is the top, and it's going to go right, excuse me just a moment. It's going to go right here. That's how simple that is. And when this all dries, I will stitch around it with a zigzag stitch, just like I did with these. I made these a while back, but they happen to have gray. Okay, I've had this on my desk forever to show you guys. I just thought covering parts of it with paper was cool. And I got that idea from Shabba Dabba Doodah. Okay, now I'm going to move this one to the side, and we're going to move this one in next. And we're going to ink these folded in. You can fold this to whatever size you want it to be. I just want to make sure I have, you know, have them inked ahead of time. One is for one side of the journal and one is for the other side. One's the left side paper and one's the right side. Okay. There we go. All right, now on this one, we're only going to decorate right in here and right in here. Okay, so let me see which one of these I think would work better in there. I want to keep this big one for like a big opening. Now you could, if you wanted to, you could cover every section of these. Do you know what I'm saying? or maybe this outside section and leave this one so you can see the difference. But you can do whatever your heart desires, okay? Okay. This one looks good, doesn't it? I thought I had one with, I guess these are the only two I have. Let me see what I got in this other digitals that I've got laid over here. Yeah, see, that would be pretty on one of these. Let's move these aside and use them for the big ones, because those are big flowers. This would be really pretty right in here, this portion. So that's what our plan is. We're going to lay it on top right where we think we want it, okay? Right there. And then we're going to take our tear tool. First, let's tear it on, well, wait a minute. Let's do this side first. I'm going to tear this side. Hopefully I can tear it from this direction without any problem. Yeah. I was looking to see if I had it in the right upright position, because, you know, it's not that easy to... Yeah, so there's that part. Now I think we need to go over here and lay it this way. And just get it to the edge and tear. Now we're going to turn this by holding on to this book page so that we can use the right portion. Awesome. One more. I'm laying it on my ruler on top of the book pages because I want them all to look the same. Okay, so there we go. Let's see what we're going to have here. I'm going to have to trim this one side a little bit because it's not going to show. I'm just going to trim it right now. Toss that. It doesn't have to be straight as long as it's under everything in the right spot. This side needs to be straighter. Okay. All right, so we're going to go like this. We're going to lift it in here. And we're going to put it in here where it's more toward the top. You might have a little lack at the bottom, but it's not going to show, see? So we're going to glue this up here, as far up as we can get with it, and it's going to look like that. Okay, so let's get our paper and glue this sucker down. We'll see what we can find for the other side. Hopefully we'll get lucky and there'll be another one similar. If not, we'll just glue the different part of that page down because it had some sections that would have worked. Okay, this goes like this. This was the perfect angle though. You know. Okay, so we want to line it where we want it to be perfect up here. Want to make sure we're getting that edge. Yeah, that side's going to show a little bit, and that's okay. We'll ink it at some point, right? And look, I think that's going to look really cute. If we wanted to shorten it a little bit, we can too. We'll just wait and see how the other one turns out. Now, let's see what other paper we have that's... We have this portion here. Did I have any more? Here is the other piece. And I like this. I like this part right here. So see, that's going to be perfect. So we'll get our ruler out. And we can tell with our ruler exactly where it's going to go. I'm going to make sure my ruler's on there just right. So there you go with that side. We're going to do the same thing over here. It's actually very simple, right? Very simple indeed. But I always look and make sure I'm at the edge of that paper too, so that it comes out the right size. You know what I mean? We want it to fit the same way. Now we have this side to deal with. That should be easy enough. There we go. Okay. Now, gonna get our glue out again one more time. I think we can use this sheet one more time. Yeah, see, it's starting to stick. Hopefully that wasn't a mistake. Throw that out. We do have a little bit stuck down here, but I think that's okay. All right, especially since it's going to end up underneath here, so it'll be all right. Okay, there is that portion. This is going to go across. Perfect. Now see, this is how, if they were on the same page, they would look like this. But I feel like we need to kind of trim this one a little bit. I think that's too much book page. I don't know how that even happened, honestly. I'm sure I didn't have my thing close enough. And then if we want to make them perfectly even, instead of cutting off the other side that is measured perfect, we can trim off this side a little bit. There, they're even now. They're even. Okay, so both of these, all they need is to be sewn once they dry. And you've got two cute little pockets. Isn't that cool? So if you want to match it up with whatever book you're using, that's great. That's great. Now, I think I want to decorate some of these others. I'm gonna put some of this stuff in my, I think I'm gonna put one in my, one like this in my sewing. So you're gonna get, my gardening book. You're gonna get to see the gardening paper. I don't think that's a bad thing, do you? This is the size of the book right here. It's gonna be a 1 1/4 inch spine. Now, I didn't plan this as obvious. I'm sure that's obvious to you guys. I can't even find the top to my ink. There it is. All right. This is the inside cover. And just so you know, the outside of the book is fabric. And there's a print in here that's real similar to the outside. I mean, it could pass for twins. But I'm not putting it on the inside of the cover. I'm doing this because I don't want, because there is a slight difference. See, that one's cool. That's not it though. Hello. Come on. I think it's in here. I left it in here. That is odd. What happened to that paper? Maybe I didn't leave it in here. Maybe I just think I did, but isn't that pretty? Pretty paper. This is an old collection. It's called Spring Market, and I believe it's by Cartabella. It is by Cartabella. Here is the reef. What did I do with the... There's one that has everything in the world on it, just that you would use in the garden. And I don't think I took it out of here. It wasn't this one, but it was real similar. I guess it is this one. I don't think so, but the fabric I've got's not in here. It's in the other room. So, but they could pass for twins. I mean, the only thing that makes them different is things that are in different places. And this paper that I'm talking about, this is one real similar. The one that I'm talking about is in with the fabric ready to be ironed. So let's decide while we're here, which one of these I think would look pretty in here. And any of them will work because they're all going to match. I really like, where'd it go? Where'd it go? I really like this one. And where's the other one? And that one. So let's decide. I really like this one. What's on the other side? I really like that. How do you think that would look on here? I think it would look good, don't you? So we could actually put the rain boots across here and the other side of the floral inside. Sewed. That's what we're going to do, at least for this first one. We'll do two different ones. So let's take the clips off of this one. All right, so we're going to do the boots first across this. And I'm hoping my tear tool will cooperate. Let's see. We'll probably have to start up here. Now, I don't know how perfect it will be. Let's do like this. And actually, we'd probably be better off tearing from this side so we have the tear across the top than we would be to, you know. Okay, so let's do this. And we'll tear right here, if it will let me. I think I'm going to have to cut that section off, though. Just a second. Because otherwise, we'll have to try to tear the whole paper, and I don't want to do that. Okay, right there. Where's my scissors? Where's my scissors? Okay. This paper's so thick, you feel like you've got two sheets. Do you know what I mean? It's crazy. I'm going to turn this so I can get it cut straight across this. It has a grid behind it. So I'm going to cut straight this way. This may not have the torn look. Mostly because it's kind of hard to tear heavy cardstock. So we're just going to glue this sucker down. Okay, let's straighten this right here. Okay, and this portion straight. Let's see how high up this needs to go. I think what we'll do is go off of the top. No. Give me a minute, guys. I'm sorry. I hadn't given this thought before. And so I think I'm going to do it like that, because that way any extra gets the floral from the top of those boots, gardening boots. Okay, and we'll cut this little bit off. Keep your fingers crossed. Here we go. Isn't that cute? So now we want to do that other side with this beautiful floral up here. So I don't think this is going to be big enough. This little piece, I should have cut it a little bigger. But see, that'll be pretty up there. I probably could match it up. Do you know what I'm saying? So I don't have to waste a piece. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it this way. You're going to see me figure this out, but I think if we do it like this, put it right there. Okay, and then pull this one up. We don't have to, this part over here we don't need. So, let me see. Let me see if this will work. If it will, we don't have to cut another piece. I just saw a tiny naughty word. Well, I don't know how tiny any naughty word is, but I will fix it. Okay. It's actually in a place to be fixed. Okay, there's that. And then we're just going to put this down in here and shove it up against there. And we're going to have, it will be just the right size. And I don't mind that it's a little off. I'd rather do that than have to cut more out of my book pages. Okay. So let's put this one down first. I'm going to go ahead and ink this across the top, but not across the bottom. Okay. And we're going to put it across there. Let me get my ink book. And so I'm going to glue that on first. This is how I plan whenever you guys know how I plan because you've seen me do it a million times. Okay, so I'm going to do it just like that. Now we have to put these back on so we can see exactly where this other little guy goes. If you noticed, I cut that a little shorter on each side. So I'm thinking, I really wanted her to look like she was matched up with this green over here. I think it looks better on that side. Yeah, it's not quite as bad as the other way. Okay, so let's do that. Make sure I've got my self in the right spot here. Yes. You just really, when you're going to match something up like this, it's better if you have more options of matching it, but we didn't. But I think it'll be fine. Okay, so there's that. If you didn't know, you wouldn't notice it, right? And it's going to have a tag in its pockets. I'm trying to straighten this up because it looks a little crooked. You know how that is. I don't want it to look kind of angled. This side is straight, but this side, I don't know, this top portion looks a little bit hard to do things perfect when you're using these book pages, because we cut them all up and then we don't know, you know, where we're going from there. So I'm going to put the floral. It's going to get the glue on the back of the floral. Okay. Okay, so we're going to match this up here the best we can. Bringing it right to the top. And this will really stabilize this. It will really stabilize the old book pages. I'm going to go ahead and ink all the way around. So I don't have to worry with it later since I've got it out. Okay, so it's going to look like this. See, this would be cute in my little book. That bugs me a little bit. You guys know how I am, but I think it's fine. And if I end up not liking it, I'll put something down in there. We'll just have to see. So this is the second one we've made. Let's see how many we can get made. Now, you guys know we can't stitch these until they're completely dry. I don't want my sewing machine to have the trouble my other one did, although it's already showing signs of being cheap. Okay, I want to make one, whoops, I want to make one more for this. Let me see what other paper. I thought I liked this paper, but maybe I could do something. Maybe I can use those two together. Use this one at the top and the other one at the bottom. I'm sorry, that bag is falling over on me. I'm going to show you how I do these. I just ink them a little bit. And then I'll fold this one in half. And then I fold it in half as straight as I can. It doesn't always go perfectly straight. Then I put it aside. Okay. Now, let's try this one more time with another one. Let's bring it over. Okay. And then we've got this one, which for some reason I didn't clip it together. Let's get it clipped. It was the double pocket, because it needs to be sewn too. So I like all these, I like it to end up as square as possible. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you know? Do you know? Okay, then we've got this pocket. And so we got to have these clipped, because when you put that glue in there, they just like to roll around. See, this corner is doing that. But when you glue it down, it'll be fine in your journal. There we go. This takes a while for the glue to all get dry and everything to end up shaped like it should be. Okay, now on this one more for my book, and then we can move along. Okay, I want to do this floral on this page. So I'm just going to draw with a pencil. It'll be easier than trying to get it correct this time. I'm going to draw it very lightly. And then I think this top half is going to be the same size, but let me make sure. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and draw. Let's see which corner I want that in. I want it up here. Let me get over here where you can see. Just going up into the corner of this page 2. And who knows, you may decide, I may decide to never use one of these and just use one. It just depends on what's happening, right? Okay, so I'm going to cut this. I hope you're in camera. If I can get my hand on the line, get my hand to settle down for the line, I'll put it that way. I just like this print. It looks like something in a garden. Of course, any flower would, but this is a really cute. I'm actually going to do an album with this paper. I have like 3 sets of it. Yeah, don't ask me how that happened. I know how it happens. Do you guys do the same thing? You can't remember what you've got and you like it and you're in a moment that you can't go check, or you're not home, or yeah, that's me 3 sets later. And actually it was 2 full kits, and then these were the extra papers. So I want to have 2 kits to do my book before I, you know. Okay, let's see if this is straight. Probably isn't. This looks straighter. I don't know. That's not super straight. That's the straight end. Get it right, Paula. Okay, so we're going to go like this. And anything that needs trimmed, the sides are good. Except maybe right here is a little long. And right here, there we go. That's how that should look. And then this one, see which one's the straight edge. Because it's this up here. Ooh, that's cute too, isn't it? That would have been cute on the bottom also. Let's see what it looks like up here. It may be up here instead of down there. Especially if it shows enough of the mason jars. So far, I'm impressed. Yep. It's going right there. Love it. Or let's see what this looks like. This will fit too. See what this looks like on here. No, on the paper, Paula. This paper. I think I'm going to do it like this because it's a little off, but I can fix that without any problem. I ate strawberries in my yogurt for lunch, and now they're in my teeth. Trying to get this straight. It's a little bit of difference. That little part right there is kind of crooked. I think that's good enough for what we're doing. There's no perfection in using old book pages, huh? Okay, so let me lay these papers out of my way, and let's get busy getting this one together. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put this part on here first. But I want to glue I want to ink these papers because you want to make sure you can get them inked well because, you know. They're not as flimsy as digitals, and so they actually, are more difficult. This is crooked on the bottom, but once you get it all together, you're not going to know the difference. Now, we do want to do the inside of our pockets here. Okay. Okay, there we go. Okay. Now this is going to go in here. So let's go ahead and glue it down. Okay. Man, the people mowing their yards. They're home and they're bored. Wait a minute. Is that the straight edge? That's good enough. It's not, but it's good enough. Any way you look at it, with book pages. You're lucky if you get it even close to being straight. Yeah, that's straight. Right there looks kind of wonky to me. You know, and then you start messing with it, before you know it, you've got two things that are wonky, right? You're better off to just leave it alone. Okay, there's that, and that, and that. Awesome. This one's already inked. So there it goes. I like to put it on the end that is the top. I like it to be the folded edge. It looks better, you know. Let me see, because I think I cut it according to this one I did. So we'll just do it that way. It's all right. It is all right. Okay. Yeah, these are going to be, you know, these in all different kinds of ways can be done the same way. Cover them with your paper, you know, and you'll end up loving it. Okay. Now, if you want to take and stitch this across before you put it the outsides together, it probably would be smart because cardstock's heavier. So I probably will stitch that across first to keep it from popping loose. But I don't want to take a chance when I'm sending it to somebody or someone's purchasing the book. I'm always very careful because I don't want to chance it. But there's that one. Cute, right? We have one more. Let me see if we have enough time. We do, but we're going to have to make it quick. So I'm liking this digital paper with the pink rose, or the pink flowers. I don't know what they are. We'll find out. So we got to do our pockets. We got to ink everything up real fast. Doesn't have to be super perfect. Ink is ink. Okay. Now, that one's pretty bad, but it's okay. Got a little carried away with the ink there. Might as well make it look like it was on purpose. Let's do the other side. Okay, that's what I do. When I think I've screwed up, I just do them both. Okay, so now what we're going to do is work with this to put this up here. So we're going to move those. And I think this is in a good spot. Well, wait a minute. No, because there are going to be two on here. Let me see. So there's one. Well, I think so. I think it's going to show. Okay. I think it's going to show, you know, most of it. I'll put it that way. And so I know we're going to have to go down pretty far. So let's just see how far that is. Yeah. We're probably doing good with that part. Now, this is going to go in here. And we don't really have to do anything else unless we want the wonky edges. And we don't necessarily have to have that, right? So let's see how that's going to end up looking. We could have done better. We could have brought it up more and took some of this off, but this doily is pretty on here, isn't it? Okay, now this is going to have to be trimmed a tiny, tiny bit. Just realized it's going to stick out. All right. That goes there. Now. Let's get this portion all in place. Good grief. It's because I'm hurrying, you know, because we're going to be a full hour. I have a tendency to start hurrying. I don't want people to be mad. Okay, here is some other pink ones. And so what I thought we would do for this pocket, we can turn it this way and get a whole lot of pink. And nobody's going to know the difference. So here I go. I'm going to, if it's something you can turn sideways and it look okay, go for it. I mean, seriously. This part right here is kind of crooked. Okay. Okay, let's go this way. There we go. Move that over. Flip it over. Let's see what we got. Just like that. Ooh, that one's pretty, isn't it? Got a little bit of ink. That's the problem. Oh, I guess the glue came apart on my back 2 pages. I'll have to glue that back. Yeah, that's going to be a real pretty one. I'll just have to do some trimming on that part right there. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was fun and different. I had a blast. I really like this one too. My favorite thing to do is do it with digitals. But I was doing this as a project. But here's the 2 little ones. They turned out cute as well, didn't they? I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Welcome to all the new subscribers. If you haven't subscribed, we'd love to have you to join my fabulous current subscribers. Is that good? See you guys next time. Bye.